What is going on, guys? This is Michael Williams from Cartoon Universe, and today I just wanted to kind of give my predictions and thoughts on the upcoming episode of Steven Universe, Onion Gang. Now, as some of you may or may not know, Onion is actually my favorite character in the show because he's a straight up thug. He's hilarious, he's creepy, he's weird, he's just awesome. So any episode with him, I'm definitely on board. Most of his episodes tend to be filler, and I know you guys don't like the word filler because Rebecca Sugar said no episodes filler, but when I say filler, I mean episodes that don't have anything to directly do with the main characters or the main story. So, for example, last one out of Beach City, I would consider semi-filler because it wasn't really related to the plot, but it was very relevant character development for Pearl. So that I don't really consider filler, but going back to like Future Boys Ultron, that had nothing to do with anything necessarily relevant, so that's something I would consider filler. But anyway, so I'm excited for Onion Gang because I love Onion. I know a lot of people don't like Onion because he's so creepy and weird, but that's what I love about him so much. But I think there might just be something up with this episode. There might not be. Full disclaimer, I just want to give a possibility of what might happen in this episode. I doubt anything seriously crazy is going to happen as far as the main story, but we'll never know because Steven Universe loves to throw us curveballs. Now, the episode description says, Steven finds out about Onion's secret friends. Now, this raises a lot of questions. Who are his secret friends? How does Steven find out? Any other secret Onion has probably can't be good news. It's going to be something disturbing, but we'll get back to his friends later on. So we got a clip of Onion Gang, a short clip that Cartoon Network posted. If you don't want anything spoiled, this isn't really a major spoiler. Like, it's literally 40 seconds long or something like that. It's not much, and we don't really get much of the story out of it, but we get a clip, and Steven and Onion are basically jumping on Steven's couch, and Steven narrates what Onion's doing. So he says, after 2 hours of jumping, Onion finally decided to stop, and then they finally stopped. Steven's tired. I don't know how he lasted to jump for 2 hours, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm not sure why Steven is narrating exactly. He's basically narrating everything Onion does in this clip. He narrates, oh, Onion went to get a snack, and he could have anything he wanted, even Steven's favorite limited edition chips. So we don't know why he's narrating. One possibility is he's narrating because Onion doesn't really talk, so he's just kind of interpreting what Onion's doing or something like that. Or they could be playing a game of some sort where Steven narrates Onion what Onion's gonna do or something like that, but the last line doesn't really relate to that because he says, no amount of, I'm paraphrasing, but he says, no amount of chips could ever fix Onion's hunger for power. And then Onion kind of squints his eyes looking out the window, and that's super interesting and relevant because Onion, we know, loves chaos. He steals things constantly. He just throws his burgers out into the ocean for no real reason. When he got the replicator, we saw that, he was clearly liking the power that he had with that replicator. He literally tried to drop a car on someone's head. I think it may have been Garnet. I actually don't remember, but I don't know if Onion knows that the gems could have survived that, so he potentially could have been trying to actually kill the gems by dropping a car on them, unbeknownst to him that they would survive that. But still, so we know Onion probably does like power. He likes just chaos and just to be in control and just do whatever he wants, even if there's no real reason for it. So we know this is accurate, at least to some degree, but it leads me to believe there might be something more to this episode that we don't know. Again, totally speculation. It could be a complete misdirection from Cartoon Network's part to post this clip and make us think something's going to happen. Most likely nothing is going to happen in this episode, guys. I want to make that very clear, but I'm just going to throw out a few possibilities of what I think could go down in this episode. So yeah, so they're playing a game where Steven's narrating what Onion's doing, but I think there's a possibility that since Steven can go into the minds of people and he's already controlled Lars's body, he's controlled the watermelon Steven's body, is it possible that with his power of his telepathy, if you will, that he is able to basically narrate what people will do and they'll do it? Is there some type of telepathic power that he has that he is yet to discover? I feel like this is possible, maybe for like weaker minds, although I don't know if Onion would be considered a weaker mind. But the only problem with his power is this would be super overpowered, because he'd be able to basically, like, if the diamonds attacked one day, he'd be able to like control what the diamonds do. But at the same time, this kind of goes back to actually Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Katara was learning bloodbending, but she didn't actually want to bloodbend, even if it was for a good reason, because she felt like controlling someone else's actions was very unethical, and she just felt really disgusted with herself that she would even have to do it in the first place. So there might be a similar thing, because we know Steven doesn't want to kill anybody, even for the right reasons, and it seems like something that would be in Steven's moral code to not want to control anyone. So maybe he can control what Onion does, and he didn't know he could, and he just accidentally did it, and he realizes, like, oh god, Onion's being controlled. I'm telling Onion what to do right now, and I don't know how to stop it. That's a possibility, and maybe after he learns his power, he just never uses it again or something like that. I don't know. I don't feel like an Onion episode could really get super, I guess, emotional like that, unless we, dive into other characters like Amethyst and Medallia and Onion Friend. But I guess we'll see with that. They're probably just playing some type of game or something like that. It's probably nothing nearly that heavy. Also, something that's really interesting is Onion's relationship with Suitcase Sam. If you don't know who Suitcase Sam is, he's basically the dude that we see in the background every now and then. He has the eye patch with a suit. He brings a suitcase around with him. And there's actually a store called Suitcase Sam's, where we see Onion go in Onion Trade. And he's basically talking with him, and he requests that he gives him a burger in a bag instead of the suitcase, which is really weird. But something else that's interesting is that Onion has a poster of Suitcase Sam's in his room. So I don't know if there's some sort of secret relationship they have, not like relationship like ship relationship, but like secret like deals they're making. We also see that Onion has a briefcase full of money, because like I said, he's a thug. He has a briefcase full of money in his room, so that could be connected to Suitcase Sam. Maybe there's some type of like crazy illegal activity or stealing that they're doing together, because we never seen Suitcase Sam talk. We've only ever seen him in the background occasionally, but maybe there's some type of connection between Onion and Suitcase Sam that we don't know about, and maybe Onion is secretly friends with Suitcase Sam, and maybe someone else is involved as well, and these are his secret friends that we don't know about, because we don't really know who else would be in Beach City. Maybe some of the background characters, but I highly doubt it. Another possibility for Onion's friends is that he literally just has a gang of people, because we know Onion loves to steal, so maybe he just has another gang of people where they just steal stuff just for fun. I don't know who these people would be, who these kids would be. I have absolutely no idea who would be crazy and or weird enough to be making deals with Onion. Honestly, like I said, Suitcase Sam is the only exception, because he's very weird looking, and he we don't know anything about him. He's super silent. But I don't know what other characters they would be. Another possibility that actually Allstruck Vox from the Roundtable came up with in a Discord chat is the possibility that he actually made friends with gem mutants, and he has no idea that they're actually gem mutants, and they're just going around doing chaotic stuff, vandalizing stores and all that whatnot, maybe outside of Beach City so they don't get caught or something. I don't know, but it's possible that he's actually befriended some type of gem mutants, and something crazy is going to go down that we have no idea of. Where would he hide these gem mutants? It's possible that he's not hiding them, or even if he is, Medallia seems pretty much open to whatever Onion wants to do. He kind of lets him express himself, and she doesn't seem super clear on what gems are. Like, she seems to have an idea, like, okay, we know, like in Greg the Babysitter, she's like, oh, doesn't your magical girlfriend cook for you? So he's like, oh, well, they're magical. And then in Onion Friend, she actually says, Amethyst, aren't you like some sort of rock or something? So she seems to have some sort of an idea of what the gems are, but not quite at the level of some other humans might. So and she definitely doesn't know about the gem mutants for sure. That's definite. So it's possible that she just thinks these are some other magical rocks and everything's fine and it's not a big deal. It's like, oh yeah, and he's just expressing himself. He has friends of gem mutants. So that's a possibility. And another possibility is, again, this show likes to throw us curveballs, especially with their descriptions. So maybe his friends are like something weird like mice or something that we never would even think of, because we know he had mice. He had a mouse that he was going to feed the snake, but he actually put in his own mouth. I don't know what that means. Maybe that mouse actually is his friend and he wasn't going to feed him into the snake, but who knows. So I have no idea. This is definitely weird. I'm excited regardless because it is an Onion episode, but I have a feeling that there might be something more to this episode. I could be totally wrong, but that's just my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Do you think something's going to happen? Do you think Steven's going to learn that he can basically control people by narrating what they're going to do? Do you think Steven has some crazy, or do you think Onion has some crazy stuff going on behind the scenes that all lead up to something? Do you think this is just going to be a silly little weird Onion episode that has nothing to do with anything? Let us know in the comments down below. We'd also like to give a special shout out to all our patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. It really means a lot. If you'd like to help us out, donate, get some cool rewards, check out that link that's going to be popping up any second now. Also, while you're at it, make sure you follow us on Twitter and go ahead and follow my Twitter too. I really appreciate that. But anyways, guys, I've been Michael Williams. Thank you so much for watching Cartoon Universe, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.